Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record with pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I don't want to fight. That's how I feel.
Production.
But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, 9 a.m. on the East Coast, 6 a.m. on the West Coast, 8 a.m. Central, 2 p.m. UK time, and we're back. U.S. versus UK, or should I say two Europeans. Sergey Kovalev and Anthony Yarde. This fight's been talked about. This fight's been mandated by the WBO. But there was some doubt. We didn't know if we were actually going to get this fight due to Sergey and Main Events hinting that they wanted this fight in Russia. Tunde Ajayi, the manager and trainer of Anthony Yarde, had come out on previous interviews as early as last week saying that no matter what, no amount of money, and I'll find that actual the actual tweet that he put out saying these things and read them later in the show. But I guess none of that matters anymore, as the money is good and it seems like they will be heading to Russia. So this is what we're going to be discussing. I mean, just ultimately what caused them to change their mind. How safe of a decision is this? Predictions, early predictions, just so much to talk about. So if you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype and be part of the conversation anywhere in the world by downloading the free Skype app. While you're there, don't forget to download the free Patreon app and join us on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice for a ton of exclusive content. Just yesterday, we actually did a film study on which fight did we watch yesterday? It escapes me. It was Amir Khan, was it?
Christina Hammer and Tori Nelson.
Yeah. Actually, she impressed me. She really did impress me. I didn't know she could box that well. It's going to be an interesting fight with her and Clarissa Shields. We have another film study to do on Clarissa, just to even things up. But we're back today on Patreon with another exclusive show. Shout out to everyone that participated in our posts, helping us decide what we should do on Wednesdays. But enough of that. Let me get on out to my co-host and get this thing started.
Dazn Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. And he stayed at 147.
A man stand up for what he believes in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yo, what's up, everybody out there in the TBB universe? Yes. Oh, man, Anthony Yarde, you know what I'm saying? I had no doubt, you know what I'm saying? No doubt in my mind that these guys wouldn't be ducking this fight. I actually talked to Tunde last night when all this broke for a slight little minute, you know what I'm saying? And he was more than excited. So these guys want this fight. These guys are going over to Russia and trying to make history. Also, we have Frank Smith scheduled at 9:30.
Oh, do we now? I know you said you were going to get him for Wednesday. I didn't know that was official tissue. We should have done something around maybe Matchroom. But I guess not.
Well, no. Excuse me then. You know what I'm saying? I tried, but you know.
What? Oh, you tried to get something done on Matchroom. You did.
Yeah.
In introduction. You were right. The faceless, nameless host of the show preferred this topic. I hope he's enjoying it while shopping.
Who that?
Again, the faceless, nameless host of the show preferred this topic. I hope he's enjoying it while shopping for his U.S. debut. But let's get on out to Akan. Akan, what's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Yeah, this fight seems to be happening in Russia. I have to give Yarde credit. I actually thought there were ducks in that camp, but it seems like they're actually aligned. We have to give him credit. This is a huge one, because there's one thing taking it in America, but going into someone else's backyard and taking that fight, that you have to give him credit and we have to give him respect. So yeah, let's get into it.
I mean, Tunde Ajayi says no amount of money would have got him to Russia, but obviously that changed. So I'm going to keep it brief. Like, what do you think changed? Is it just a matter of dollar signs? Was it the right zero that said, all right, we're packing our bags?
I think it's a combination of both. I do agree. I actually think it's weird because Tunde Ajayi has come out and he's tweeted a couple of times. He said making people think one thing and doing the complete opposite. So I don't know whether all that talk about wanting a 60,000 stadium fight, them being the A side, was that a way of them getting more money or saying we need more money in order for us to go to Russia or to take this fight? And then eventually they got it, and that's why they accepted the terms. So in the end, it worked out the way he wanted it to work out, because it did seem like, I mean, that fight wasn't going to happen if it was going to be in the UK on their terms. So suddenly it is happening and all terms seem to be agreed. So clearly I feel like he's got his man his money and they must be happy with the terms. So whatever strategy he used seems to have worked.
Honestly, when we chatted last night, it seemed like this was like all part of the plan. Like he was driving the price up, saying things like we wanted to be at Arsenal Stadium with 60,000. It only could be in Russia. Kovalev can sell out in America, and I was wrong. It's not going to be in the UK. You guys were wrong. It's not going to be in the United States. So it's in Russia, and I think Tunde just did what he thought was best for his guy and got him the most money that he possibly could. And also, they feel like they are still the A side. They feel like that they will be victorious and they will be the new WBO champion when this fight comes down to it.
I just don't know how much safer they are now. You know, like they wanted the UK, they didn't want USA, but now they're in his hometown. I don't even know when's the last fight of this magnitude been in Russia. This is very new. I'm not 100% sure this actually happens, to be honest with you, because there were some other people, even Gennady, his star burns brighter than Kovalev. And, you know, there were rumors of him going back to Kazakhstan with Billy Joe, and Billy Joe accepted the deal, and that fight never happened. So I'm not 100 on this yet. They've agreed. Let's see if whatever backers are backing Kovalev in Russia show up and it comes true. I'm not sure. I just never seen a fight like this of this magnitude in Russia. So it's definitely foreign for all of us, I would like to say. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I know it's something that you forget to do or simply don't want to, but remember that it helps with the visibility of the show. It allows us to grow. We're at 100,000, closing in on 100,500. We're trying to get to that 100,000, 1,000. So let's do it. 101 is what we're looking for. Help us out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We want to keep growing and keep getting big interviews. We're scheduled to have Frank Smith. Is his role a VP or a CEO over there?
CEO.
Chief Executive Officer.
Matchroom.
Smith.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. The last time Kovalev fought over in Russia was Isaac Chilemba.
I had no clue he fought in fucking Russia.
I thought he fought Isaac Chilemba a couple of fights before you fought Kovalev.
Elms made an interesting point in the chat as well. He just actually said Kovalev's got a court case allegedly, so he might not actually be able to leave that country.
Yeah. Last time he fought was Isaac Chilemba over in Russia. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, so
I got a UK dude upset. He's like, listen, before y'all go to Frank Smith, let me go to Akum.
A cum. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he's getting out of con. I mean, a cum. I don't know. Oh,
Who's that?
if I'm correct, it's Idris from the UK, which doesn't, it's strange. What's he got against you now?
I don't know. Time to call in.
No, he's in. They're tuned in, listening. So I mean, there's not much to say here. It's more of a report show. But you had some words with Mr. Ajayi. Can you give us anything more than, oh yeah, I spoke to him a little bit last night when this broke?
I mean, just the fact that he said they fell for the bait. You know what I'm saying? These guys were saying that Anthony was going to dodge people, that he wasn't going to take the fight, that he was scared of Kovalev, that they would turn down. But he just says we ain't ducking and dodging no one. We're going to shock the world. Hey, bro, let's talk another time. It's 4:25 a.m. here.
Yo, shout out to ESPN Plus. Heavy promotion on BoxRec, pushing HBO streaming service promotion down. So they're promoting that Lomachenko Corolla card on ESPN Plus. Ultimately, where this fight will land. So you said that Kovalev fought Chilemba there.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
That fight televised on HBO?
I believe so.
Yeah,
that's where I seen it. Yeah.
Kovalev fight Chilemba before.
That's why I seen it is on HBO, and it was like one of those fights that preluded like the Wars fights and shit. So he fought over there. It went I think went 12 rounds with Chilemba, and it was like a lackluster performance, but that was the last time they fought over.
He fought 3 times in Russia, 2 times in the same, what looks like the same venue.
You gotta remember, he wasn't like the backstory that I always heard on Kovalev, that he wasn't like a highly touted amateur. He was like one of those amateurs that like lost to like a couple of those big time amateurs over there. Then came over to the States and started knocking motherfuckers out, and they were like, "Oh shit, he may be somebody," and started developing, and he turned out to be Sergey the Kovalev crusher. Kovalev.
Strange, man. Strange. That Elder Alvarez didn't get an immediate rematch, right? I mean, he knocked out Kovalev and lost a points decision. I think it would have been only fair to give him that three-peat. Maybe I guess down the line makes more sense. But yeah, let's get to the callers, I guess. Any final thoughts?
My only thing on this fight is that if this fight does take place in Russia, there is no way that Yarde gets a decision. He might not even get a win if he knocks Kovalev down twice. He needs to knock him out completely. Like, it needs to be a stoppage. He won't get any favors in Russia. So I give him respect for taking the fight, but going into Russia won't. He has to get a knockout. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, that sucks, man, that we think that way. I know people thought that way for Fury, and some of you feel like, look, we were right in that logic, but boxing is international, bro. It's global. It's and judges are always neutral. Like, very seldomly do you see 3 U.S. judges on a U.S. card. Like, they bring a Puerto Rican judge or a Mexican judge. So I don't know. It just sucks that we say these things. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm not saying I don't think them as well. I just feel these are the things that casual fans use against us for our sport. Like, the first thing they say is, oh, well, boxing's corrupt. The right guy never wins. And it's because of situations like this. So I'm hoping whoever is the true victor gets a fair shake in this one, especially if it's Yarde going to the home country. Timothy Bradley went to the UK, beat Junior Witter and didn't get jobbed, and rightfully so. And hopefully, if Yarde can do the same, he gets the decision. Dangerous move. I mean, Kovalev himself has only fought 3 times over there. This is crazy, in my opinion. But Sergey Kovalev is 36 years old. He's 36 years old. Yarde has half his fights. Yarde has less amateur fights. His body's more preserved. He's probably more of a worker than Kovalev. I think without knowing, I would favor Yarde in the training camp, in the gym, over Kovalev, who has rumors of vodka drinking and slacking off in camp. So those are my final thoughts. I think, Ajayi has said it so much that it's embedded in our brain, and it's about timing. And this is or can be the right time if you're Yarde facing Kovalev.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that he has to necessarily knock Kovalev out to win over in Russia. You know what I'm saying? I believe I saw Demetrius Andre go over to Russia or Germany and fight Jack Kuklay about a year and a half ago and won on a split decision. So it's entirely possible for a fighter to win over in Russia if they go out and dominate the fight. So yeah, I think damn good fight, and like Tony said, everything is timing, and I think they really got Kovalev at the perfect time. 36 years old, been knocked out twice in his last 5 fights. So yeah, man, it's entirely possible that Yarde could be the guy that put the nail in the coffin, and we hear in the new live in the camp.
All right, well, let's go on out to sponsors and hit the callers up.
Tell the truth.
We trying.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Boomeranger in Texas, Border Wars fighter, highest level fighter on Border Wars so far. JD versus Coach Mitty from the UK. What's up? Good morning.
JD, motherfucker.
There's a lot of things I like to do, so just try to get on my games on boxing. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54 pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
JD, what's the business, man?
Deal, man. What's the damn deal? Yo, I don't subscribe to the fact that I'm a show and prove kind of guy. Seeing is believing kind of guy. And Russia don't have a history of, like, I've never heard somebody going to Russia and just getting robbed. So, until they show it, I don't subscribe to that, mindset. But as far as the fight goes, stylistically, I see a wash. I see Yarde just outboxing him. He seems to be the harder puncher in my opinion. The better boxer. I mean,
JD, I'm glad you see what I see.
Yeah, I just see. Hey, listen. I mean, it is what it is, man. I see a wash. I see a Kovalev getting frustrated again. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I see him quitting, seeing is believing, and I've seen him quit before against Andre Ward. He basically just
so now you're saying Yarde and Ward on the same level. Sweet.
I'm saying he's gonna have issues with a guy who can box. Yeah, I am saying that, but I ain't saying he's on the same level as Ward. But he's gonna have issues with a hard hitting boxer. But on another note, I did hear Canelo in that call say that he thought Jacobs won that fight against Triple G. I'm not. We ain't gonna let that one pass by. That's a whole topic within itself.
JD, most of us.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
I actually picked Jacobs in that fight before he fought Triple G. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to Jacobs, and I thought he won too.
Going to Boomeranger in the Nolia.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
What up? What up? What up?
Ooh. What's up? What's good, Mike? What's up, man? Look, check this out, bro. Man, this is gonna be the toughest fight Anthony Yarde ever had. Like, you heard me? Let's be honest about this shit. I'm talking about a Kovalev that has been knocked out twice and all that shit. This is gonna be the toughest fight. This is the dude with the most experience at the championship level. Like, experience at the championship level, but you can't replace that with nothing. And I don't see nobody on your resume, dog, that let me know that he's just gonna run through this dude. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going for y'all. Don't get it twisted. Lions in the camp. You hear me? But at the same time, see, bro, you have to pull out all this bag of tricks on this one. Because you can't go to Russia and then you're going to win a fight by having your hands tucked in your pocket. That shit ain't going to work. That type of fear shit, when you call pistol, that's not going to work. You got to go in there and handle business and win in a dominant fashion. Because if that fight close, they're going to give it to Kovalev if that fight close, dog. So if you need to knock this dude out, or you need to win like 8-4. You heard me? 7-5 ain't going to do it. You got to do 8-4 or a knockout. I'm going to boom right back in.
All right, I know. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Russ, the Bus, Border Wars fighter. What's going on, brother?
Oh, shit. What up, Rush, big dog? How you living?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You driving?
I'm driving.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in and tell Ness he need to send the contract, announce the fight, so everybody knows that it's going down. Ness been ducking.
Whoa, Ness, you ain't made a choice for your opponent yet?
I don't know what he's talking about. He knows I picked him, and last I checked, we do Border War shows on Saturdays. But this is the anxiety.
Wow, you disrespectful now.
This is the anxiety. This is the anxiety of a new fighter. You know what I'm saying? They never really stepped in the ring, so that's why he's like 24/7 talking shit in the chat, because he ain't never been in there. So it's easy. Right. It's easy to talk when you don't know. I mean, I remember someone close to me was talking till he found out. He learned the hard way.
Man, big ups to me.
Big ups to Michael Gross.
All I gotta say is put it in contract. Announce that shit.
Yo, you with Jose? You with Jose, right? You with?
Am I with Jose? No,
I mean, in the sense that that's your little fanboy. You know, you guys cheer each other on. And at the end of the day, Jose is the one that sends out the contracts. Has always been.
I don't agree with everything Jose said.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. Jose's dick.
And listen, and that's fine. But what you're not listening to is that from the beginning of Border Wars, Jose sends out the contracts. Jose has that actual file. He changes people's names, put in the weights. I don't do that. I just accept the fight and give out the Willy Wonka ticket. And you, my friend, have been chosen. I will make you famous. For all the wrong reasons.
Okay, Jose, you heard him. Send the contract. I'm gonna write my name in blood.
But you see, it's funny. At least we're thinking the same. But I plan on taking out some blood.
Okay.
All right. You have a good day, buddy.
Hey, we got Frank Smith on the line.
I hope that truck driver job keeps you right in shape. We're going out to Frank Smith, the CEO of Matchroom Boxing. Frank, how are you? How is USA treating you, right? You relocated for this gig, no?
Very well. Actually, I haven't. I'm in the UK. It's nice and sunny. Been spending a lot of time in the US, but I'm still living in the UK, back and forth all the time though.
So how is it? I mean, obviously we were introduced to you through Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, and you know, an interview I'd done with Eddie Hearn in New York City. He said he wants you to become more of the face of Matchroom and do a little more of the interviews that he does, because he does have a family and he is, you know, away from the house a lot, and it would help to kind of share those responsibilities. So how are you taking being in front of the camera and having to answer all these tough questions?
Yeah, I don't mind it. You know, I've worked for a long time in boxing nearly, 8-9 years now. So I always away from the camera. So I'm still doing the stuff I've always been doing, working on the business side. And now, as you say, taking more of a role, press conferences, interviews, etc. So it's going well. It's hard to keep up with Eddie. He's very good at it. So I've got the challenge of trying to keep up with him and trying to replicate what he does. So I've got a few years to catch up with him, I'm sure.
Absolutely. But let's see if you guys share the same sentiment on this topic. Yesterday, he done an interview with Fight Hub TV, Fight Hub TV's own Marcos Vieja, where he said that this fight with Wilder and Joshua is drawing out so much that eventually he or Joshua are just going to say, fine, give him the 50-50. Or maybe Wilder will say, fine, I'll take the 60-40. Where do you think we are with this fight? And keep in mind that Barry Hearn and Anthony Joshua have always said they wanted it in 2020.
Yeah, I think eventually you'll see this fight happen. I think it's too big not to happen, but it has to be right for both sides, not just one of them. So, at the minute they've got their own fights to go out. They've got Wilder's got Brazil May 18th, Joshua's got Miller June 1. Let's not look past that. They've both got those fights to get out of the way. But I believe both guys want it. It's just about getting the right deal for each of them.
How's it going, Mr. Smith? Michael Gross here. I know now you started with Matchroom. I believe that I seen an interview with Eddie Hearn said you started by getting like coffee and things like that.
Yeah. Teas, coffees, pizzas. Anything anyone wanted. I used to, when I was 16, that was my first job at Matchroom. So nearly over 10 years ago now.
I just want to interrupt and say that I respect your hustler's mentality.
Don't take my question, bro. What's going on?
I'm not. I just want to interject and say, we're grinders ourselves. Most of the boxing media are out here for peanuts. So we're grinders, we're hustlers. And to see that you've gotten to that position by starting at the very bottom, and unlike other people, right, that are born into that position, I just appreciate you, and I respect that.
I was going to ask you, was there ever a point working at Matchroom where you were just like, man, this job might not necessarily be for me? And if so, what changed that thought process?
It's quite funny you say that, actually, because I had a couple of periods like that early on where it wasn't so much where I was. It was just the fact it's a 24/7 business. Everything we've always done, not just in boxing, in other sports, it becomes your life. And I remember when I was probably 17, 18, just I hadn't been working very long. I remember complaining to my mum, and she said, "Stick at it, and eventually, you'll get to where you want to be." So I owe it greatly to my mum that I kept at it, kept working hard. So. There's always periods, but I think you just got to work hard. You got to do what you got to do to learn. I've been lucky enough to learn our business from top to bottom, and I think that helps give me the grounding to understand how to keep growing it and keep building it.
Hi Frank, how you doing? It's Akan. I'm here in the UK. I just wanted to know from you what your opinion was on. There's some fans that are quite UK fans. They feel like Sky should be putting on bigger shows. They want obviously the big fights in the UK, and we're seeing a lot of these UK fighters head over to the US. Eddie Hearn's come out a couple of times and he said, well, the money is there. So even when he offers these fighters these fights in the UK, they're kind of like weighing up their options to see how much they can get paid stateside. So do you think that will last? And do you think Sky, there's pressure from Matchroom to kind of put on the big fights on for Sky?
Yeah, I think there's pressure from all ends, Sky, Dazn, everyone we work with. But I think we've delivered recently. March 23rd at the Copper Box, we had nearly 5,000 people there. Charlie Edwards in a world title defence, Joshua Buatsi, Lawrence Okoli, Lewis Ritson, pack card there. A week later, we did the Liverpool show, had nearly 8,000 people in there. Great viewing figures for those shows. The pressure's always on us, but I think it's difficult to compare. The budgets in the US for certain events are higher, and I think everyone can see that. But I feel we're still delivering for the fight fans in the UK. And as we've always said, we're not getting complacent. We're not spreading ourselves too thin. We're bringing in a huge team of people to make sure we carry on improving product and delivering huge nights.
Frank, how much of a possibility do you think it is for Matchroom UK to be part of a future endeavor with Dazn UK? It just seems inevitable that Dazn will come to the United Kingdom. They're in every other country, and now they're dealing with a very well-known European promoter that just seems right. And with less and less fights going to Sky, I have to feel like you guys are just waiting for Dazn UK to pop up.
Look, in all honesty, we have a long-term contract with Sky with our boxing, and we've worked with them for a long time. So we have to deliver a number of shows for Sky each year. We're not sort of changing that plan. We're still putting on 20, 24 events a year in the UK, and we're going to continue to do that. As I say, we've been a long-time partner with Sky, and we built something huge in the UK collectively as a group. And it's great to see where we've got it. So our sole focus in the UK now is to deliver, obviously, for our broadcast partner in Sky Sports.
Is the rumor that there's only 2 years left on that long-term partnership true or false?
Yeah, we have a contract for a few more years. It's been a long-term deal, and we have a long-term contract for our other sports as well, away from boxing. So it's Sky's business. They're constantly evolving their business as well. So I think in the short, where we're at now, we've got to deliver the shows. We're working with Sky. They're our key partner, and they, as I say, they've been for a long time. So we're going to continue to do so. And Sky, once our contract expires with Sky with boxing, they may look to do it in a different way. They may look at their product as well. So, but we've got our goal, our aim for the next couple of years, and we're going to continue to deliver for Sky Sports.
How's it going, Frank? Coming off the World Boxing Super Series, Callum Smith had a lot of buzz about himself, but it seems like he's not able to get like the big fights that he wants. Has there been any updates or any progression in Callum Smith's next possible matchup?
Yeah, I think you'll hopefully see news soon. He had a busy period with the World Boxing Super Series, boxed very often, and then when it came to the final, he was training for a long period of time. So I think he wanted a bit of a break. He's had a child, so he spent some time with his new baby. And I think you'll see news quite soon on his next steps. There's some big fights out there for him, and I know Eddie is obviously in LA right now, and I saw some pictures of Callum with Ramirez, Bob Arum, Eddie. So that'll be a interesting one to try and make down the line.
Yeah, Frank, I just wanted to know, with Dillian Whyte, he's gone through a bit of ups and downs in terms of title fights. He's still chasing, obviously trying to clear up the position with the WBC. I just wanted to know, do you know if there's any offers that have actually been made to the likes of Ortiz or Povetkin for his July date that he is claiming he's going to fight at the O2?
I think we're obviously, we've had discussions, as you say, with the WBC and Dillian Whyte. I think you'll see news on that soon. No talks on opponents really can be said right now. But there's, we're still looking for a July fight for Dillian Whyte. But you'll see news on that soon.
Frank, can you confirm or deny, because Dillian is on an interview with IFL TV saying that they sent a $2 million offer to Luis Ortiz. I just like you to say that that's not true. But I mean, if it's true, then shocking.
If Dillian Whyte said it, you have to believe it.
Okay. I mean, but this offer would be backed by Matchroom, right? Like, because I know Wilder sent an offer to AJ, and that was just, it was ignored because it came from the fighter. So this came from Matchroom to Luis Ortiz?
I don't think I haven't publicly spoken about any offers or anything to any of the guys. So nothing I can really say on that, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I kind of want to. Okay, if you're Luis Ortiz and Dylan White has offered you $2 million, then, in your opinion, if you were promoting or advising Ortiz, why would you necessarily turn that $2 million down?
Yeah, no, look, I agree, but there's a lot of big fights out there in the heavyweight division to be made, and he's probably in that top 5 or 6, 7 names, of big fights that can be made. So, he may be looking at other options as well. Dillian White's a very tough fight for Luis Ortiz. It's a tough fight for both of them, but he may have other options out there that he's looking at. Who knows?
Frank, I was just gonna ask, how has it been for you? Like, we hear Eddie on interviews, saying that he might have overestimated the U.S. market, but we don't get to see or hear a lot of your back end dealings with Matchroom. How is it for you trying to figure out where to put the fights and how to sell these tickets in the U.S.?
Yeah, look, I think everyone, looks at it and looks at what we've done in the UK and compares it to that. But that's taken us a 4, 5, 6 year period of building the sport. And I think in the US, we couldn't. It would have been very difficult just to come in and, after 6, 7 months, say, "Oh, we sold 80,000 seater stadium out." We're sensible with our approach, and we see that can be done over time. And, you see what Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence did. I think they had 45,000 people in there, which is great numbers. But it's a sport that over the years, I don't think has been treated the right way or built the right way. And I think that's our job now, to come over and change, people's perception of it and bring boxing fans back and sell tickets. But that's going to take, as I say, a period of time. And, we've only been doing this 6, 7, 8 months now. And I can promise you in 2 or 3 years, you'll see something completely different. And I think Philadelphia was one of the first shows where we really felt we got it right, from the fights, the atmosphere, the crowd interaction. And our job now is to carry on, build from that and make it even bigger and bigger.
Since we're talking tickets and, marketing and strategizing of fights and placement, what was the thought process behind Usyk? I mean, obviously we've done a Google search. We know that there is a good contingency of Ukrainian people in Maryland, but Usyk Takam sounds like a UK fight, no?
We feel we want to build Usyk into a huge star in the US, and we think he can be. You look at the likes of where Lomachenko's got to, and we think we can build Usyk into the same star, but he needs that exposure in the US, and we felt this was a perfect way to start. We've got a short turnaround time. We did have to move the date slightly. We didn't want to clash with the May 18th date, which was our original proposal. And we felt the venue worked well. I think he's boxed there before on the undercard when he boxed Michael Hunter, and we like the venue. It's a good place. So it's the start of building him into, hopefully, a huge future star in the US.
I was just more thinking around the lines of Carlos Takam. He's, me and my co-host Michael Gross obviously argued this 2 or 3 days ago that Takam is more popular, is Gross's belief, because he's fought AJ and someone else. But I feel like a guy like Chris Arreola would have served Usyk a lot better in terms of namesake. Arreola goes through 3 decades of heavyweight division, and the level of danger for Usyk is around the same with that name, and it would have just made a bigger U.S. splash. I don't think Carlos Takam is known in the U.S.
Look, I think he's had some big fights, as you say. The Anthony Joshua fight being the biggest. He had a comeback win against Senat Gashi on our show in December, and I think Usyk wants to test himself against the best. And Carlos Takam is for Alexander's first fight up at heavyweight is a real tough test. And I think he fits it. He suits him quite well. There are probably some bigger US heavyweight names, but I don't think they really fitted what we wanted for Usyk. And Usyk wanted that test, and we feel Carlos is the right person.
Obviously, there's talks of him going straight into the Anthony Joshua fight, depending how he feels with this Carlos Takam fight. But isn't it better suited for him to build that star a little more before activating the WBO mandatory?
Yeah, I think, look, again, it's difficult to look too far ahead with the heavyweight, with the heavyweight division, because there's so many things that can change. I think, in truth, he wants to fight everyone and anyone. But, that's our job as well, along with K2 Promotions, to work out the best way to build him as a star, as a global star. So I think once we get the May 18th fight out of the way and the heavyweight division clears up a bit, May 25th fight out of the way, and the heavyweight division clears up, then we can take a better view at, later in the year.
How's it going, Frank? News broke yesterday when Bob Arum had an interview with, I believe, Boxing Social, and he said that Kovalev versus Yarde would be held in Russia. It was my belief that the fight would be bigger over in the UK, and it was my co-host's belief that the fight would be bigger over in the US. Why do you think the fight ended up in Russia? Is it simply because of the money that was offered, or is there something else that we're missing?
Yeah, I would expect so. I think because of the money offered. I mean, in truth, nothing against Anthony Yarde, but he hasn't really built himself a huge profile to sell a number of tickets yet in the UK. I would have thought it would have gone to the US personally, with Kovalev's links with Top Rank, but Russia as well. I'm sure there's lots of money coming out of Russia for that fight as well. So it'll be interesting to see if it actually happens. I'm not so sure it definitely happens myself.
Philip Hargrovic, can you tell us what's the plan for him and what's kind of next on the horizon?
Is that Philip Hrgovic? Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Hrgovic.
Yes. No, sorry. No, so he's he'll be making his matchroom debut, working with Sowell and promotions with Philip. And he's another guy we feel we can build over the next few years into a real star in the heavyweight division. We'll be announcing his fight very soon, possibly today or tomorrow. And as I say, he's very early on in his career, but a lot of people are talking about him and feel he can become a real star of tomorrow. So he'll get this fight out of the way. Probably have 3 fights this year. Kept very busy and carry on building him.
I mean, since you got news to break, I mean, why wait? You know what I'm saying? We are the perfect podcast to go ahead and break that news on.
I've got no news yet I can break, unfortunately.
So
I wish I could.
So, Frank, with this current string of, I guess, fairly decent pay-per-view numbers for new pay-per-view fighters, like when you think of Floyd, he just didn't do 325,000 pay-per-view sales his first pay-per-view. But Earl and Deontay surpassed that. Even Pacquiao coming back after being away from U.S. pay-per-view and U.S. television, fighting in, I believe, Malaysia or something like that. He's come back to do over 400. Honestly speaking, wasn't it right for this Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight not to happen so that it can keep building itself into what it is? I mean, just a few months ago, we're talking about $12 and $15 million flat fees. Now we're speaking about $120 million. I mean, should we continue to wait? At least from a promoter standpoint.
Yeah, I think there has to be, there's got to be a right time for it. There's always the concern that what happens if one of the guys loses. So, looking at pay-per-view buys, I'm not sure they can be sustained at those sort of numbers at the price the price that's being charged, $70, $80, $90. I don't think those numbers can really be sustained. And you have to look at, the push behind these events. They've been given a huge, huge push by the various broadcasters. And I think that's where the other broadcasters within the market need to do their events now. If they want big events, they have to put them on pay-per-view. That's the strength we have with Dazn. We don't have to put it on pay-per-view. And I think once you start seeing 8, 10, 12 pay-per-view events a year at that price, I don't think the appetite's going to be there from the consumer, personally.
Frank, so I was just in Alabama a few days ago for a week with Deontay for his camp for Deontay versus Brazil. And we spoke of DAZN, and he sounds completely different now. He feels that he can attract subscribers to DAZN, and that if he were to sign to DAZN, other fighters will follow him there. Do you believe that's true, or you think he's thinking too much of himself?
I don't know if it's a single person sort. I think, we've already had that with DAZN, with the signings that we've made at Matchroom Boxing USA, as well as the signings DAZN have made by Golden Boy with Canelo, Gennady Golovkin, and Triple G Promotions. I think that move's already started. People within the boxing industry can see what a power player that they are. So look, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Deontay will add to the platform, and that's part of DAZN's vision, and they want to build and they want to put on the biggest fights. So I think overall, as a platform now, they're showing that they are the dominant force within boxing, and people will naturally carry on coming across to join the DAZN platform and sort of the promoters that are working with them.
So you don't agree with him?
No, I'm not saying I don't agree with him. I'm just saying I think that has already started. People seeing DAZN's power within the market has already brought fighters across from other promotional companies and other broadcasters. So, of course it will carry on, but I think that has already started that process.
Hypothetically speaking, what do you think drives more subscribers? The Gennady Golovkin Canelo Alvarez rematch on DAZN, the trilogy, and all that comes with that, right? Because it has 2 other fights that are attached to that, replays and things like that. Or does the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder happening on DAZN attract more subscribers?
I personally think they're very close. I think they're two of the biggest fights out there, but Canelo's obviously got to get through Danny Jacobs first. So we'll see how May 4th goes with that one. But look, there's no hiding from the fact Deontay Wilder.
He's a matchroom fighter.
Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Exactly. But Deontay, look, there's no hiding. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder is a massive fight. Would be a huge night for DAZN. And they'd both be great for their business. And I think as a collective, putting on multiple big nights just adds to the platform as a whole. Not just, I think that's DAZN's big push now. They want multiple huge nights throughout the year, and that's our job to deliver.
If you're John Skipper, right, and I'm just going back to Deontay's train of thought. If you're John Skipper and you can land Deontay Wilder, who is the last piece of the puzzle, and not necessarily him, but the belt that he has, if you can create an undisputed heavyweight division on DAZN, well, then I think that you do force guys like Luis Ortiz, Dominic Brazil. I mean, everyone, right? Everyone now has to look to DAZN, because you cannot create a legacy without any of those belts. And Matchroom, DAZN, USA, they would be having all those pieces. I mean, Tyson Fury is going to have to turn to you guys. If you land Deontay now, then even Tyson has to pick up the phone, or Bob has to say, look, we need a shot. Mandatories will be called. They have to talk to DAZN.
Yeah, look, it's very important. I think it's as we've shown, in some other divisions, like with the middleweight division, for example. Canelo has joined DAZN. Daniel Jacobs, IBF world champion, and Andrade's got the WBO belt. And if you want to cement a legacy in the middleweight division, they've got to fight the best, and the best are all on DAZN. And it's the same throughout the weight. So yeah, agreed. If Deontay Wilder can come onto the platform, it's great for the sport, and it helps with the biggest fights, helps make the biggest fights happen. And AJ wants the biggest fights. AJ wants to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So let's hope we can all make it happen.
I guess my last one is, what do you see the biggest fight of the next 5 years?
I personally think Anthony Joshua against Deontay Wilder.
Okay.
It's very difficult to look 5 years ahead because the business.
I was just going to say, I was hoping you didn't say that because that means maybe we got to wait another 5 years. I was hoping you were going to say maybe Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, which has time to still grow. But damn, another 5 waiting for this? Oh.
No, sorry. I thought you meant over the next 5 years. Again, Terrence Crawford, he's got to beat Amir Khan. That's not, it's going to be a very interesting fight.
90 seconds.
So that won April 20th as well. So there's lots of exciting fights this year already planned.
Well, Frank, that's all our questions, man. I don't want to take any much more of your time. You've been.
Hold up, whoa. I got like 2 more questions for you. Carol Brook, he was supposed to be on the Anthony Joshua undercard. Has there been any news on the opponent for him?
60 seconds.
Not yet. We're working on the news with Kell Brook and should have some details soon. But no, nothing to announce just yet.
Is Demetrius Andrade still scheduled to be on the Triple G undercard?
Yeah, we're working with Andrade. We're looking at options in June. Again, that's something that will be cleared up within the next week or so. And you'll see news of that very soon on the plans for Demetrius Andrade, but definitely a world title defense, another world title defense for him coming up.
When can we expect Katie Taylor to be back in the ring?
Katie Taylor, actually, again, it's another one. I keep saying you'll hear news soon, but it's another one where there's a few bits that are being worked on actually today, and hopefully
10 seconds.
end of this week, early next week, you'll see something on Katie Taylor.
And my final question is, why was the Amir Khan Terrence Crawford fight not shown on Sky Sports, but instead BT Sports picked it up?
It was to do with schedules, and BT Sport wanted to do the fight on pay-per-view, as you've seen, and that's where it's ended up. So there was no, Sky obviously, as per with our deal, we had the option to look at it, but it didn't work, and now it's on BT pay-per-view. So
I know I said that was my final question, but one last question: can we expect to see you dancing on a yacht again?
If you want me to, I will do it for you.
Not for me now.
So, Frank, I'm a conspiracy theorist. It wasn't just BT Sports simply outbidding Sky for the rights?
No, look, I mean, Sky had the option to take it, and BT Sport. I think we've got June 1st. We've got another pay-per-view event with Anthony Joshua, and possibly a pay-per-view event in July as well. So, Sky had the option to take it, but BT wanted to do it on pay-per-view.
Is Madison Square Garden sold out for the Joshua and Miller fight yet?
We've got about 3,000 tickets left, 2,500, 3,000 tickets. And, we expect, based on the sales, that they're going to sell out ahead of fight week, and it's going to be a sold-out Madison Square Gardens. Already broken the record, a number of records, and it's going to be a great night. Looking forward to AJ starting his US journey. And it's interesting to see as well the number of, we've probably got 7,000 Brits coming over. We sold about 6,000 tickets to Americans, and we've sold probably another 2,000 or 3,000 to about 40, 50 different countries. So he's got a real international following, and it's going to be a great atmosphere in there.
Frank, you think it's only 7,000 Brits because it's not Wilder, which is the equivalent of like Pacquiao Mayweather, right? Or let's say when Ricky Hatton fought Mayweather, I mean, the rumor was he brought 30,000 Brits. And I don't see Ricky. I love Ricky. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer and all that, but I don't think his star in his prime has shined as bright as Anthony Joshua's. So 7 and 30 is a huge difference, no? Or is it just the influx because it's not a Mayweather opponent?
I think obviously a lot of people wanted to see him fight Wilder. I think once it comes around, we're seeing the numbers pick up. You know, it's an expensive trip as well to come to New York, the ticket, everything in. So I think by the time, you know, the fight comes around, we'll end up closer to around 10,000 with all our travel packages. And you know, again, as I say, it's not a cheap trip to make. And I think once this is the first time he's boxed over there. So for us, those numbers are great to see.
Hey,
Frank, my last question.
You're gonna have to run, Frank, because I'm horrible. When you talk to Eddie, say, "Yeah, I was on the phone with that geezer Nesta. He didn't let me go." He said, "I'm telling you, he interviews me for an hour and a half." I say all that to say this: can we see a little stronger push to get Wilder invited to the fight? Let it be on him to decline showing up to the fight, right? But like, can we get an invite out there? I mean, the last time it was like, no, AJ said no. If we're not going to announce the fight, I don't want him at my fight. Sky wanted him to announce, then that got canceled. Can we try to at least have him ringside? Does that not make sense?
I think we'll speak as a team and look at it, and you know, I think he can buy a ticket definitely. The $2,500 for ringside.
There's only one Deontay Wilder.
Frank, a businessman. I like that, Frank.
Eddie has taught you well.
He can't sing that song though.
Frank, man, you've been great. Thank you so much.
He has to sing Sweet Caroline.
For sure, for sure.
Khan got one more question. Let's go.
Yeah, Frank, I've got one last question. It's in relation to the Joshua Miller undercard. This rumors to have Josh Kelly on it and Buatsi and obviously Kell Brook. Do you know if they're going to be in challenging fights, or is this going to be like their introduction to America as well?
I think this week, next week, you'll see the announcement on the undercard. There's going to be a variation of fights, but all these guys are all at points of their careers where they need the right challenges. So you'll see that very soon, and that will be announced, full details. And we're trying to make a real interesting card for both the Brits, the American fight fans, and everyone attending. So, you know, with the fighters we've got on, we've probably got 5 fights to announce at least in the next week or two. So you're going to see some great fights on that undercard.
What was your first thought?
I'm gonna let you go.
I got one more. I'm sorry. What was your first thought when you heard that?
So you can have me for as long as you want.
Oh, okay. Nice. What was your first thought when you heard that Tyson Fury was gonna end up fighting Tom Schwartz?
I told you so.
Sorry, say that again. You cut out slightly.
What was your first thoughts when you heard Tyson Fury was going to fight Tom Schwartz?
To be honest, I'm not overly surprised. He probably wants a comeback fight. He's had some tough fights. It's up to him. It's up to him who he fights. As I say, he came off the back of the Wilder fight, which was a tough fight. I think he should have got the decision there. It'll be interesting to see how it does. I'm not sure how big his fan base in the US is yet. I'm not sure how big the fight will be, but let's see how that fight does.
All right, that is it, Frank. We're not lying anymore. Thank you so much for being a great sport. Yeah, we're sure, man. If you want, give out any social media for anybody that doesn't follow you can do so. And just thank you again for taking out the time to give us this interview.
No problem at all. Thanks very much, guys, and good luck with the rest of the show. I'll speak to you soon.
All right. There you have it, guys. The CEO of Matchroom Boxing, Frank Smith. It was great to have him on the show. A lot of information. Shout out to Mike. Persistence is key. If you're just tuning in, future, present, past, doesn't matter when you're watching this. It could be 2 weeks from now, 2 months, 2 years. Hit the thumbs up, share this show, and let other people see the greatness that took place during this interview. Shout out to Mike and Akon for the great questions. We're going to go back out to the streets. We got Brandon in Cincinnati. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, TBV? I'm going back to the original topic. I think the fight makes the most sense over in Russia. Neither guy has a huge U.S. market. And the way UK fans speak about Yarde, he doesn't have a big following in the UK, so maybe Russia, it's a gamble because we haven't seen big fights over there, but maybe it is the biggest option, the best option. And if I'm Yarde, if I do beat Kovalev, I'm taking that title and I'm coming to the US. I'm telling all the UK people to suck my dick. I was listening to them talk about him one show, and they seem to really just hate on him a lot, not have any love for him. And so once he blows up, I don't want him to show them any love. He should come to America because it seems like the UK fans really like those clean-cut cornball brothers. And Yarde kind of got that fresh out of prison, big cousin look to him, and he'll never be accepted over there. So I just want the UK fans to know, like, once this good guy wins, because I believe he's going to win, don't hop on his nuts and be like, oh, we knew he was going to do it. Because like I said, I heard them doing all that fucking hating, and it was pathetic. And they seem to only show love for, like I said, the cornball brothers, your Buatsis, your Joshuas. And they used to do the same shit to Dillian White back in the day. I remember when Dillian White fought Joshua the first time, the YouTube comments about Dillian White was the same. He's a thug. He's a hoodlum. And once he started calling out Wilder, that's when they hopped on his nuts. So, like I said, Yarde, come over to the US, bro. We accept you over here. The UK don't like you.
I don't think it's anyone that doesn't like Yarde. I don't think it's a matter of people hate on Yarde. It's just a matter of people want to see him in tougher fights. If you call that hating, then I'm not entirely sure what that narrative is. But the UK fans that I interact with, they don't hate on Yarde. Everyone said the same thing. We think he's talented, but we'd like to see him against some tougher fights. He's taken a huge step up. He's taken one of the toughest fights available to him, so we have to respect him and we're supporting him. But we just wanted him to fight maybe a top 15 or a top 20. It doesn't mean that you're hating just because you want to see someone that you support in a tougher fight.
We got a couple of super chats I want to get to. We got one from Eric Cruz. Happy birthday, Jose. TBV's controversial unified champ. For now, haha. Much love, brother. Big ups to Eric Cruz and a happy birthday, Canadian Jose. Also, we got one from Anthony Edwards. Kovalev is going to kill Yarde. Yarde last fight shows it. Okay, Anthony. Okay, who you fighting next, Anthony? We got one from
and that's another American. Like Brandon is from Cincinnati, American, back in Yarde. Anthony from Cincinnati, back in Yarde.
No. Anthony back in Kovalev.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we got one from Sal. Sergey. Sergey is every time I say Sergey, bro, it reminds me of fucking Jay Prince calling that man Sergio. Sergey is damaged goods. He was hurt in the rematch. Yarde is the slickest moving light heavyweight, and we all know slick movers give him problems. 531.
You know if
yes, sir. Sal, what's up, big dog? Sal versus Canadian Jose border war. Let's get it down.
Down. Let's get out to some boomerangers in the UK.
To this day. To this day.
Take it on if you know the words. Come on.
To this day.
Yo, what's going on, peoples? What's going on? Yeah, you're not putting in the work. Respect for last week. Yeah,
thank you.
I see you lot asked Wilder my questions. Yeah, waiting for the second interview to come out. See his latest reasons for ducking.
You see, I asked your question the way that you asked it too.
Yeah, what do you think of his response?
I mean, I gotta rewatch it. I don't know. I don't even remember, but. Yeah, I know that your question was, I know we all cringed.
Nah, I just said he's being hypocritical with his, he wants to know what AJ is earning. But when he offered the 50 million, he never told AJ what he was earning.
Oh, he explained that. That's actually, you're going to like his answer. You're going to like
listen to it. His answer was ridiculous.
What? He said, He said that AJ's offer came with a pay-per-view upside and that they knew. Remember? What do you mean?
No, he didn't say. He said no. He said he didn't. He said they didn't tell them. He actually never said he told AJ. He specifically said he didn't tell them, that he didn't need to know because he was the one that asked for 50 million. So that was his excuse. Because AJ asked for 50 million, he didn't need to tell AJ what he was earning. That's actually what he said.
There must
Which
be more
goes-
to it. There must be more to it because
I thought that contract was like common knowledge. It was 50 million against 50 million, which means is that if AJ made 50 million guaranteed, then until Wilder or Showtime got to 100 million, AJ wouldn't be getting anything, and everything after that 100 million, they would split in half.
Well, I know from my interview with Espinoza, the offer was 50 million, pay-per-view upside, Sky Sports rights, UK.
Listen, the point was he never actually said or even told everyone what he was earning, but he always wants AJ to do what he doesn't want to do. Which
so let me ask you a question though. Are you saying that no fighter, because we need to get away from AJ Wilder? So are you saying that when Gervonta fights Lomachenko, he just needs to worry about his purse? Or when Earl fights Terrence Crawford, they need to worry about their individual purses? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying with other fighters, usually they know. But what I'm saying is what Wilder is asking for is hypocritical because he didn't do the same. And he keeps going at AJ that they don't want the fight, and there's those reasons. But the reasons
think about it. But listen, KO, you're not looking at this from a even playing field, right? Because there's a big difference in what Wilder did and what AJ did. And I know you can argue both sides, right? Because Wilder's offer in the eyes of the public, or UK public rather, wasn't as official as John Skipper's offer to Wilder. Can we agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But the difference between Wilder and AJ is what? Wilder and his team got up, got in a car, went to Dazn, and sat in a meeting. And per my interview that is out already or will be out, he tells you we went there with the utmost respect. Actually, it is out because that's when he debunks the rumor that he was told in the room to not take the offer because 20 million is only training camp money. So he said that was a lie, that they never said that they weren't disrespectful, that they were willing to listen, and that the whole thing went south when they asked, what is AJ making? Now you tell me. Forget everything that happened in the past. This is a Deontay Wilder that actually showed up. The UK public always hated that Shelly didn't want to meet. Oh, he doesn't even want to meet. He doesn't even. Now everyone came, okay? The cat is out the bag. Stop being biased. Al Heyman, who does not fucking move. You don't ever see him. He was there, KO'd. Stop being biased. Shelly Finkel. No, I'm not done. Your time has been up. You got more than a fucking boomerang. Okay? You guys are just being biased. The man that we never see, the man that no one sees. You never hear Eddie saying that he sees Al Heyman all the time. No, he talks to him. Some of the fighters don't even talk to him, but he showed up. Deontay showed up. Shelly showed up. So stop it. Stop it. That deal could have got done right there. Right there. My interview came out and he says, we felt the offer was 60-40, but we wanted to know that. Why can't we know what he's getting? So what is the problem? How can't y'all get that through your fucking skull? This is not term sheets and emails anymore. These people actually went to the building, sat down wherever this meeting took place. They went. They flew from different parts of the world. Think about it. AJ and Eddie Hearn have not done that yet. The entire team went. If you can't see that, there's something wrong with you. Simple. We're going to another boomeranger. Any of my hosts want to say anything before I go to a caller?
No, bro, you good. Go ahead.
No. I wanted to add something to that, Nez. I get where I can see where you're coming from, but then you have to look at it from both sides too. I don't believe not knowing what AJ was earning was enough for you to not make that fight. In my opinion, I don't believe that's enough to walk away completely.
I need you to explain that. I need you to explain that only because of this, and I'm going to preference it like this: only because the history of boxing shows us that no one ever has not known what the other one is getting. It's just that simple. In the biggest fight, McGregor knew what Floyd was getting, and that is a boxing match. In the second biggest fight, Pacquiao knew what Floyd was getting. Canelo knew what Floyd was getting. Floyd knew what Oscar was getting. Bernard, when he got his first $10 million check ever, he knew Oscar earned $30 million. So we need to stop. You guys need to stop being, you call me biased, but I'm using facts. Show me a fight. And actually, no, I'm not going to make it easy for you. Show me a super fight, a lukewarm super fight. I'll help you there. That the two people don't know what they're getting. It is insane and absurd for you guys to continue to back that ridiculous notion. It's never been done in boxing, ever.
But Des, if you and me come to the table and we're negotiating to go, me and Mike, we've used this example before in terms of business. We're negotiating to go into business together, and there's 100% on the table, 100% ownership of the business. Can I ask you what your previous businesses have earned? Am I right to ask you what your previous businesses have generated before I decide to negotiate on the percentage I'm going to give you of the venture we're about to go into?
I don't know if because you're taking it out of boxing, so I don't know if I'm entitled to tell you, Akan, show me what your other businesses have made. But I know that if I'm buying into your business or purchasing your business, I am absolutely entitled and within reason to see what you have made, let's say in the last 7 years. I can ask for everything that business has made in the last 7 years. I don't have to take your word that this is a profitable business. Do you understand that? Like if I sell ThaBoxingvoice, I need to show what I've made for the last 7 years, or whatever the person that wants to purchase it shows, because I need to justify what I'm at, my asking price. No difference than when you buy a house, you get an appraisal to justify the owner's asking price.
I agree.
All right, so then I just don't get these fans because they come from, I don't get these fans that like, oh, he doesn't need to know. But all right, let's see if we've educated. H Money, talk to me.
Hey, yo, what's going on? It's H Money, Mr. Dazn. Hey, I got to salute ThaBoxingvoice for being the #1 podcast in the world. This shit is worldwide. Think about it. We just had Frank Smith on this show right now. He is the man at Matchroom Boxing. He is the man at Dazn. I'm Mr. Dazn. Come on now. And shout out to the show again yesterday, the Deontay Wilder interview, when he mentioned me. Hey, Deontay Wilder is respect. I respect you, brother. Like you didn't disrespect me at all. I just want to say, hopefully we can make the deal happen. Hopefully you can come home. Come home to the zone. We want you. I want you. Let's make it happen. Hey, we gotta give him the money. We gonna give him what he wants. Hey, I'm paying for a whole year of the zone. Let's get Deontay Wilder, bro. I'm paying the money. I want Deontay Wilder. Give him what he wants, bro. Give him the money, bro. Pay that man $200 million. Hey, give him 200. Let's go. What y'all think? What y'all think about it? Y'all think it can happen?
I think that was a call of the year when you said, "Bring him, come home, come home." That shit, yo. I hope you hear that.
Come home to the zone. Come home, baby. Hey, let's go. Hey, Money Mike, my boy King of Khan. Hey, the GOAT, Ness, the GOAT. Let's do it. Every interview you do, Ness, everybody uploading your shit. Every interview you do go viral, bro. I went viral on that shit. I gotta thank God, thank ThaBoxingvoice forever, for life. You dig?
Yes, sir.
H Money.
Money, nigga. He said he want to thank God, nigga.
But yo, no, listen, I hope Deontay is listening to this episode particularly, because I love that he said come home. Because listen, see, they call me biased, but my man, I don't give a fuck where this fight happens. I would rather it go to DAZN. If they can make it happen, let it go. If Showtime, you see me begging Espinoza to send a new offer. You see me telling Wilder, when you gonna send a new offer? Shelly, when you gonna sell a new offer? I'm asking everybody when they gonna sell. Why? Because I want the fight. So if DAZN could get it, let me tell you, I was serious when I was talking to Frank because it's obvious. They done it in the 160 pound division. If you're Jamal Charlo, now you're like, I gotta fight Brandon Adams. You know what I'm saying? And if you're Canelo Alvarez, you're like, if Gennady want to fight me, he got to fight Andre. That's what he's saying, because he's like, yo, I'll fight him again if he got a belt. So what he's saying, I'm not fighting Andre. You fight Andre. I'm fighting everybody. I'm 28. You 36. Go fight somebody. Go fight somebody. You want this trilogy. But guess what? He could do that because everybody's in that 160 pound division right there. And they can't do that yet fully. Do they have control? Hell yeah, they got control of that division. Semi. Right? Because AJ hasn't solidified himself as a U.S. star. So, yes, there's a big check attached to AJ, but there's no pay-per-view yet. And now with DAZN, there ain't no pay-per-view. AJ gives himself the ability to still be pay-per-view, but only to 2 fighters. Tyson Fury on ESPN, Deontay Wilder on Showtime. Those are the only ways he does a pay-per-view. He's not tied to DAZN, but if you just watch the new interview that came out yesterday with Eddie and Marcos Viejas, he says that is the goal for AJ to fight there long term. But we are leaving him available not to miss these big fights. You know what I'm saying? But they need offers in order to leave DAZN. But if I'm DAZN, I think I reassess the offer. I give Deontay the type of money or deal that you get, because now he's got Bomb Squad Promotions. We just had his manager and trainer on the line. He just said how much and how important that is to him and how many more fighters will be signing to that. So give him a Gennady-like deal where Gennady has his Gennady Promotions now on there and he's going to be promoting his fighters, because if you got Deontay, Luis Ortiz got to come. Now Tyson Fury is like, fuck, I got to come, or Bob got to put the whole bag. He got to put the whole bag, because Fury brings nothing but a lineal title that we can't touch. All the titles that we could touch and take pictures with are on DAZN if they solidify that last fighter. So then it makes everyone else, Lewis, Dominic, now you need another shot. And Dominic might be out the picture. Let's be real. Like, he already got a shot at AJ. Now he's going to get a shot at Wilder. But look, it's the heavyweight division. He could rebuild. But everyone, these new guys that Dimitri Salita just signed, they're going to have to look that way. Who isn't going to look that way? It's the same story. Like, why can't we get rid of the names and use the same narratives that we built? We've built these narratives for Jamal Charlo and saying how he needs to go over there and he's dumb if he doesn't go over there. So what's the difference in now me saying DAZN needs to pay Wilder to get him over there? Because if not, he's dumb if he don't go over there, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say he's dumb because...
No, I'm not saying he's dumb. I know some people don't. What I'm saying is repeating the narrative that they were saying about Charlo.
Yeah, but Charlo doesn't have the same kind of bargaining chip that Deontay Wilder has right now. He has a belt.
And that's why I'm saying give him the money, because not only is he a piece of the puzzle for the division, but he has the piece of the puzzle for the division.
But if you give the Wilder the money and you're not necessarily able to recoup the money, then you wasted your money.
How could you not recoup it? I just asked the CEO, the chief, we asked him, what fight is bigger? Is it Canelo, who's done millions of pay-per-views already, has the Floyd cachet, has the built-in Gennady Golovkin 2 fights? And he said, no, I think it's Wilder Joshua. So that's how you recoup, on subscriptions. And when you got Wilder, guess what, Mike? Now it's in-house. They could do a trilogy. How many times did Ward Gotti fight? How many times Marquez and Pacquiao fight?
Just like we talked about maybe last week, it's something to be said for the older generation that can just turn on the TV and push a button and get the fight.
Think about it. Vitaly Klitschko came out, and that's another show I got to do. I got to go to the gym, though. Vitaly Klitschko came out and said, give my brother 100, and then we'll talk about going over there. So we talking about a dude that brings nothing but legendary status, right? Legacy, but he's still on the way out, and you want to give him 100. I'm ending it on that.
I think the reason why, though, is also because you're looking at Wilder getting offered 120 mil. And I believe if Wilder turned down 120 mil, I believe if they offered him 150, he's turning that down too. I believe now it's
Yeah,
like, well, if the zone
thing, it depends on how you preference that 150 or 120, right? Don't preference it in 4 fights, Akan, because you and I, or if not you and I, any other sane boxing fan knows that one AJ fight versus Wilder on ESPN pay-per-view, Showtime pay-per-view, or Fox pay-per-view easily does $1 million. But on Fox and ESPN, fuck, man, we don't know that shit could really set. I mean, look, we just seen numbers on the other show that Lennox Lewis and Tyson did 1.97. Bro, come on, man. And that was years ago. And then the rematch between someone, do you remember, Mike, the names that we used where they did 1.99? It was in the same show. But anyway, we got calls unless you can remember. No.
I don't think so. I think maybe the Kovalev Alvarez fight.
No, hell no.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was another fight. I know what fight he was talking about. It was another
fight in the heavyweight division. Probably
old fight.
Evander
I'm sure it was
someone.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, bro. Great radio, though.
Yeah.
Who we got up next, man? Who on deck next, man? We got some more H Money coming on. H Money, man, you need to holler at Dollar DiBiase, man. Get you an intro, big dog. You don't need you one, man.
From what I hear, H Money's a rapper. He needs to send in his own intro, like my man, like my Boomerang status in Detroit.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Nigga, that is Stainless on his own intro. Wow, I just realized that shit.
Man, bro, come on, step your game up. Your ears, man. Stainless, you there? He just muted himself.
Yeah, yo, you hear me?
We hear you.
Yo, what up, TBV?
Another day, another podcast. Late for the gym, so let's get it cracking.
Man, you know me, man. On my way to work, my damn self just got through with my run. I called in for the Anthony Yarde accepting the fight in Russia. I thought that was good, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody talking like he ain't want that smoke all the time, and my man willing to go to Russia. So big ups to Anthony Yarde. I hope that he go ahead and finish what Ward started. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and just finish that dude off, man. I don't know why we talking about Wilder and Joshua. I didn't see that in the title at all. But as I always say, please make sure.
We had Frank Smith on, CEO Matchroom, so obviously those questions got brought up. And callers.
Because I did hear the interview, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know.
That's Ness, man. Y'all know how Ness is, man. He always come with them Wilder Joshua questions, you know what I'm saying? He always come with them.
I mean, it's the biggest fight of the decade.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know?
I was gonna ask him about Fowler too, but I forgot.
You know what I'm saying? So I can deal with them, you know what I'm saying, asking that same question 1,000 times over. It's time for them to be impatiently waiting. So I feel that. But I'm on my way out to work, man. As I always say, please make sure that you push the thumbs up. Share this and every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. If you ain't on Patreon, it's because you a damn fool. Stop shoplifting. Fellas, man. TBB for life. Peace.
Yes. If you follow,
Oh,
if you follow me on social media, I would not be posting any more boxing videos. My Ness and somebody else told me, Brandon Maurice said we should. No, Bama Bo said we should only put it on Patreon. So,
I mean, it not that I told you. It's just that's what's previously has always been done. Like if you notice, I mean, but everybody puts out a little something, you know. I think you go through my IG, you'll see me doing some pad work too, you know. But all the nitty gritty goes down on Patreon, all the full length, you know, 3-minute, 3-round sparring, practicing for the fight is on Patreon. That being said, unfortunately, I got a hair try with the feelings.
Drive by.
It is drive by.
Drive by.
I know you're gonna be mad. It ain't my fault. That's just the way the cookie crumbled.
Alabama.
I want Joshua. Joshua, come and see me, baby. If he doesn't hiding, no more ducking, no more dodging, no more excuses.
BoxingVoice.com.
Damn, he put a mastermind on drive by.
Yo, Javi. Uh-oh.
Metro PCS Javi.
Nah. Oh, they all gonna be mad. My Skype computer restarted. So on that note, where's that? Oh, damn, we got one caller here we could go to in the meantime. Let's see if Skype reboots in time. If not, we out on y'all. Dominic in Seattle. Holla at me.
Hey, what's good? Shout out to TVV. I was hearing that interview. I like that interview. That's kind of rare to get a CEO that was willing to talk. I respect him, but I remember he said something about Deontay Wilder can pay $2,000 for like ringside seats. The last time I checked, Deontay Wilder had free ticket to go there to do commentating. I'm pretty sure Matchroom would want him to do commentating again. I mean, they were the ones who reached out to him, not Anthony Joshua. So, and Anthony Yarde, I mean, give him props for giving a good name, but Kovalev, I mean, he did come off a win off of 2 losses, but respect if Anthony Yarde gets a win, and that's my call.
Dominic, thanks for your call, man. Thanks for your call, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Looks like we got another one.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
J Hardcore Boxing. You don't know shit about boxing.
BoxingVoice.com.
Okay.
What's going on, big dog?
Hey, what's up there, fellas? Real quick. With that Wilder and Joshua thing, Zone had a chance to make that fight right there. I mean, he asked what was Joshua making, asking that question was saying that they was considering 60-40 if they could prove that was what it was. But since they was hiding, that's why it didn't happen. If they really wanted to happen, they could have made it 50-50. Moving to the Kovalev fight, I think that's going to be a tough fight for Yarde. 1, because it's over there. 2, because it's his first fight on that particular level. Kovalev looked pretty good in his last fight, especially with his boxing. And if he stays behind that jab, which he has a very good jab, he can possibly beat the young boy. That's my call. Everybody keep slamming the like button. No shoplifting. J Hardcore Boxing. I'm out of here.
Yes, sir. That nigga said I was on Skype talking. Sorry, Javier. Man, you muted, homie.
Yeah, champ. Skype restarted, bees. It happened. I reported it to Apple though, so they'll probably work out the bugs. It's Apple Microsoft thing. Those guys are not even friends, man. Everybody's haters in this world. It's no different. Pepsi Cola, Dazn Showtime. It's always down.
Man, let me tell you how disrespectful Ness was, man. This nigga, we down in motherfucking Alabama. This nigga gonna bring me a Pepsi back to drink.
Bruh, he didn't even drink the Pepsi. You disrespectful. I purchased that shit for you. Like, you
a Pepsi, nigga. Who the fuck drinking Pepsi? Man, I'm from the South.
Bro.
If it ain't Coke, nigga, it ain't right.
Southern hospitality right there, because as a Southerner, you supposed to have
niggas, any nigga you know from the South is not gonna drink a motherfucking Pepsi.
Dude wheeled in there and start cursing me out for the free soda I brought his bum ass.
Yep. Ness versus Michael on a wheelchair match.
JD, man, I'm telling you, I've been telling y'all we need a TBVV vacation. Listen, if you got it, I'm in DR June 5th to the 10th, champ. So after I kick some ass, I'm gonna be up in the sun having fun. You know what I'm saying? And anybody can come with me. I know a whole couple went missing in DR the other day.
Nigga, don't go missing. Nigga.
I'm from there, champ. Like, I chop a nigga arm off ASAP. What you talking about? I keep telling you, Mike, you need to come with me, man. You wouldn't believe what I paid this time. It's insane, bro. I'm telling you, we need to get an affiliate with that site so we can actually promote it, because their deals are just insane.
Okay, cool.
Insane. For real. Like, I haven't even been on vacation without them deals, but without that site in a very, 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 very long time. Yeah, man. Look, even Dr. Mofongo said, Mike, you have to get the DR. I'm telling you, you have to. You have to. So much we could do for so little. too. Just remember, every American dollar is damn near 50 Dominican dollars. Doesn't mean that, the price of shit isn't expensive over there, but it still really does help out because of that. So yeah, anyway, NestGTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace. Oh shit, JD gonna be in Hawaii in July. Yo, that's expensive. I went to Hawaii, and I know you going with your girl, so you're lucky. I didn't go with my girl at the time. I was single. I went to Hawaii. Not the thing to do. FYI, don't go to Hawaii single unless you into paying. I don't pay for pussy, so if you into paying for pussy, then go to Hawaii single. But if you not, don't even do it, because everyone is there like on a honeymoon or with they boo. Like the beach looks ridiculous. Like, don't go alone. I'm telling you.
Boy, he took the show to a whole other level. Gross1911 on IG and Gross2312 on Twitter. If you are gonna buy sex, do it in Vegas where it's legal.
If you are gonna what? Oh, buy sex?
Do it in Vegas where it's legal.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been another good one, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we catch you on the next one.
Giving Quality said, DR find you a J-Lo for $30. Yo, he ain't lying. I'm telling you.
Bad.
I'm telling you, yo, listen, is that our country makes them good, bro. You got to go out there, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna have fun. Mike gonna fuck around and bring him a wife back. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna do a Keith. Hold on. We got some more super chats, man. We got one from Gil. Well, from Boxing Genius. Didn't say much, just gave a super chat. We got one from Gil. Happy B-Day to TBV, Border Wars, TBE, Jose, Mike, salute. Ness, you're fighting Russ? ? If so, respect. We all in touch. Good luck in training. Everyone, God bless. Also, we got one from JD.
All in tough. Not in touch. We all in tough. Like all our fights is tough.
I guess. We got one from JD. We need a TBV vacation.
For real, man. I mean, Mike is the new hot guy. Everybody likes Mike. Nobody don't want to meet for my birthday. Maybe we meet for Mike's birthday somewhere. When's your birthday?
My shit, nigga, like October 29th, nigga, when it's cold and shit.
Duh, Mike. That's why we go on vacation. Man, we out, bro.
Peace.
It ain't gonna be cold where we fly to, Mike.
Oh, okay.
On the next one, we'll probably be back this afternoon with any other news, breaking. And if not, definitely on Patreon. We got some new suggestions from the community. So we're going to develop a new Wednesday show. Remember, you can catch our film study on Christina Hammer versus Tori Nelson. We did yesterday, as well as Untitled. We did Monday. Peace.
I did talk to Carissa Shields yesterday, so possibility that we can get John David Jackson on the day when we all get back from the gym.
We also have made contact with Adrian Granados, who's going to be fighting Danny Garcia. We have his number, so we should be getting him on the show as well. Douche.
Yes, sir.